Hey everyone, welcome to the global edition of Humanity Chats. Once again, it's good to see you all. Thanks for tuning in. To our Facebook viewers, we say welcome. To our YouTube viewers, hello, hello, hello. I know you guys like to do a lot of WhatsApp and you're on forums. So, hey, don't forget to share this link with your friends, with your network. And to our podcast listeners, I'm always flowing you fans. Yeah, that was Ghana English right there, flowing fans. Thank you so much for listening, whether you're driving, walking, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, exercising. It is good to know that we're making an impact, that we're in 20 countries and all these cities. And, thank you so much for tuning in every day. Welcome to Margie TV. My name is Margie Marge. I am your hostess. We do Humanity Chats on Thursdays. We get together, talk with our guests, and talk about everyday issues that impact humans. As I said, my name is Margie Marge. I'm the author of The Shimmigrant, a book about a young girl who perseveres. You might want to grab it. It's in is on Amazon, all the bookstores out there, your independent bookstore, Book Nook for Ghana, Boutique with Nana Ire Damwa, the Dakwabli crew. Thank you guys for carrying my work. Today we're going to have an interesting conversation. We have Ethel Marfo joining us from Ghana, West Africa. She is amazing. I spoke to her not too long ago. She was having some technical difficulty, so I'm gonna have to make up as I go along until she gets back into the studio. I don't even know what I'm gonna say. Hey guys, I was gonna tell you about the situation in the United States right now. There was this winter storm, ice, snow. Oh my goodness, our folks in Texas, some people don't have running water, they don't have electricity. There are people that have died. Some of the older folk have died as a result of this. It's so cold. I was speaking to one of my friends who lives out there, and he was telling me that they didn't have water, so they managed to find a little bit of water and put some water in buckets and gave it to their kids to take a bath. And the kids were like, "What's that?" And when he said that, I said, "Well, we should send those kids to Abri Girls," because I went to Abri Girls. That's my alma mater. And back in the day when we were in Abri Girls, we didn't have running water. We had to go to Jamaica So to fetch water. We had a tank at the back of our house. I was in Edinburgh House, and you wouldn't believe it, but we could use like a pail of water. A pail of water, I don't know what compares to a pail, but that's like, I don't know how many liters go in a pail, but we could use a pail of water to take a shower. Not a shower, take a bath when we were in the Regals. And so I'm not trying to belittle anything about what's happening now with the water shortage and no electricity. But I know that from our experience, having lived in Ghana, we have had to encounter doomsaw, which you get that light off, and it's like you have to find your lantern, or you have to go find a torchlight. Yeah. Oh my, we're waiting for Ethel, so I'm gonna have to find stuff to say. Ethel, okay, so you know what she does is motivates young boys, and I don't hear of a lot of people doing that in Africa. So I'm curious what she's going to talk about, because I know that over here, like, we have the MBK Alliance, which is an President Obama initiative. In my local town, we have Brothers Restoring Urban Hope, a young man by the name Victor Dura. He's the one who manages that initiative, and Victor does a great job mentoring the young men, and he even mentors girls as well. And the way they have their programming, a lot of adults also sign up and they're part of it. So it's people from different professions. And so these kids can see themselves becoming something in the future. They have lawyers, they have architects, they have tradesmen, people in technical training, engineers, from people from all walks of life, beauticians. And so these kids are able to see the other professionals and model life after them. And then also, for those who don't have role models at home, it is something that helps with the kids, and it helps them with their character building, with confidence. And so what Victor is doing is amazing, and I can't wait to learn more from Ethel, because I think what she's doing is kind of similar to that. And to be doing that in Africa, um, you know, we take things for granted. I mean, sometimes we hear about Motown, Wesley Girls, Manside, Zebri Girls, all those, top schools. But what Ethel is doing is reaching people in the rural areas who may not have otherwise had those types of role models to look at. And so we're gonna bring her in. I think she's managed to get into the studio. Praise the Lord. We're praying for we don't want any wahala with Zoom or Wi-Fi issues. I see that the chat room has some comments. Hey, everybody, we're gonna get to you, but we're gonna try and find Ethel, because she needs to get in here and tell us all the good things that she is doing. Let's go. Hello, Ethel.
Hello, March. Good evening. Okay, it's afternoon at your end, right? Good afternoon.
I know. Good evening, good afternoon. It's all the same wahala, right? It is good to see you. Viewers, this is Ethel Marfo. Today she's going to talk about building opportunities for African youth. It is good to see you, Ethel. Some of our viewers may not know you, so do you mind introducing yourself to us?
Sure, I'm Ethel, proud African, and a Ghanaian, of course. Um, I am a child of God who believes in also helping other people, get closer to God and add value to people's lives. I am a wife and a mother of 3 daughters, and so people will be asking, what's she doing with boys? But you get to know about that later. So I'm fun loving. I love to play and work with young people and add value to the lives of young people. Yes, this is what I can tell you. I'm an educator, a trailblazing educator, specializing in addressing the silent struggles of young boys.
Well, thank you. And it's interesting to know that you have girls and you decided to work with boys. I have an initiative called Girls for STEAM, and I don't have any girls, but my initiative is Girls for STEAM. And for me, my fix is that my son doesn't tell me anything. When I ask what went on in school, he'll go, good, okay. And so Girls for STEAM, as much as we do good work, is also a fix for me, because then I get the girls calling and be like, hey, Miss Margie, guess what? Or, you get to hang out and go watch movies. So my motive for being part of Girls with Steam is kind of selfish. But I admire what you're doing. And even before we go further into the conversation, I'd like to ask you to share a fun fact with us. What is something that we don't know about Ethel that's fun?
Great. So fun. I wouldn't say it's fun, but I'm the only person who is able to eat mashed kenke with bananas. I mashed it into a smoothie and I enjoy it. Yes, it's lovely. I actually went on a TV show and I mean, they asked me what I could do, and I did mashed kenke with bananas, and people were calling me asking for the recipe. They want to sell it, and I'm like, whoa, I just created a recipe. So I love to create recipes, interesting recipes, edible, of course. Yeah.
Okay, listeners, viewers, you heard. She likes to create interesting recipes. I wonder what else she's been creating, but we're gonna call this banke. You know how mashed kenke is called mashke? Now this is bananas and kenke, and so that's banke. It's gonna be in the next cookbook. Yeah, join us.
It's delicious, actually. It's so delicious. And then you add your ideal milk. Oh, sorry, I'm advertising for a company, but you add your milk with your mashed bananas and kenke. My God, you should try it, Marge.
Oh my goodness, Ethel Adjorlolo Marfo. Okay, I am going to try banke, and viewers, I'll let you know next week how it went. So, now Ethel, we have you here for a reason. You are an educator, an activist, a social entrepreneur. Do you mind telling us a little bit more about what makes you into all those things?
Sure, Marge. So I started out as a marketing and PR professional. That's what I'm known for. I've done this for about 15 years in corporate Ghana. But along the line, I started having children, and I had to. I made a deliberate decision to pay attention to my kids because nannies kept going and coming, and I just had to say, hey, enough is enough. I'm taking over. So what did I do? I decided to find something to do that was of interest to me. I opened a niche salon for kids. When I opened a niche salon for kids, it was mostly for girls because I had daughters. So I encountered boys during that period. Boys will come along with their sisters. And I noticed some character deficits in boys. When the girls came to my salon, most of them, I had a library in the salon, so most of them will easily pick a book to read, or they'll just find themselves busy. Boys won't do that. They roam, they go from one end of the salon to the other, so I have to be screaming and shouting and all that. So I was complaining to a mother about how boys are boisterous and destructive when they come to the salon. And she goes like, oh, and yes, in Ghana, it means it doesn't matter. Boys are like that. Allow them to be boys. And I said, no, I think I want to be the first woman to change this perception. Yes, he's a boy. He's allowed to play, but I mean, he must be sensitive to other people, So I just made this decision on that woman's comment. And since then, I started thinking of how we can add how we can be more intentional about grooming boys, and how we can add value to the future men, future husbands, future fathers of young children in the near future. So that is how my social entrepreneurship journey started. So the salon currently is not as buzzing as it used to be because now my bigger focus or bigger calling is to grooming the boys. Boys have silent struggles that make them do certain things to call for attention. And most parents don't notice it. They only think that boys are just trying to be boys. But he's craving for some attention that's giving more to the girl than him. Or maybe he's having challenges at school, but we just assume that boys will be fine, which is not right. When they're boys and they are girls, they are all children and demand equal attention. So this is how my social entrepreneurship and being an educator started. I felt that we needed to be more deliberate about nurturing the boy child and addressing his silent struggles that nobody pays attention to. For instance, there are boys who live with single moms. There's this single mom phenomenon. I just stumbled on a statistic that about 46% of boys live with their moms alone. And when I saw that staggering statistics, it made me wake up to this call even more, that we should be doing something to reduce this statistics, because boys and girls need both father and mother. There's a role that a father plays in the life of a boy. And so if more boys are living with just moms and are just being nurtured by their moms, they will lack balance in life. So much, these are some of the things that informed my decision to take up the matter of the boys more seriously.
Well, listeners, you heard her. I'm no expert, so I cannot say that everything that Ethel is saying is true, but she's doing her job and she's getting results. And so we're going to listen to her and we're going to listen to her experience. One thing that I'd like to point out, though, is that you're not the first woman who has tried to mold boys. Shout out to all the mothers of boys out there who are working hard to mold their sons. And there are all these movements out there as well. I don't know a lot about the movements in Ghana, but at least I know that in the United States, there are several organizations that mentor boys. Some of them are led by females and some are led by males. But what you're doing is the right thing, to identify that we need our boys to be progressive, and that these boys need mentors, they need role models. And so for you to offer that, that is amazing. Now, this is my next question to you. And for those who are watching, you can see it down below on the ticker. Ethel is the founder of Junior Shapers Africa, right?
Sure.
Yes. So, as the founder of Junior Shapers Africa, do you have a framework? What do you do to support the boys? Do you have like a curriculum, programming? What is it that you do?
Yes, we have a curriculum, we have a programming, because boys must be nurtured to follow a certain structure. If you're raising a son and you don't have structure, chances are he'll take charge himself, and that may not be too good. So we have a structure, we have a model, and because I want to give boys positive masculine guidance, I actually explain my vision to men who understand where I'm going with this project. And so, even though I'm the vision bearer, I have men who understand what I'm doing and where I'm going with this. Okay. So, yes, when any boy comes to Junior Shapers Africa, there's a program called Boys to Men Voyage. We're trying to take the boys on a voyage. So, you enter at age 7, and we have a model that will take you through up till you are 18 years old. So every year there's a program for boys. So we're starting, for instance, our year in March. And so boys will come in, and the first term, we call it in Ghana, we have a term. So the first term, that's between March and May, will be learning about values. Yes, so every boy comes in and it's learning about values. We have two divisions. We have the junior division, which is boys who are under, and they are twins. They are not yet teenagers, so 7 to 12. And then we have the senior division, that's for the teenagers from 13 to 17. So these boys all go through the values acquisition class. We let them understand why it's important to have values as a man or even as a human being. And then we teach them some etiquette. And so at the end of the term, we have a end of term treat, whereby we get to practice what we've been taught, and we showcase what we've been taught. And the next term, we teach them about leadership and character building. The third term is about self-discovery. Discover a skill, something about yourself, and showcase it to the world so that we can promote you, someone can see you and champion your cause. At Junior Shapers Africa, what we really pride in is giving those boys who don't have so much of academic interest, so that in our society, for instance, when people have a son, there are these expectations they put on their son. He must be a lawyer, a doctor, an architect, all those white collar jobs. But looking at where we're going now as a world, we need to empower boys and girls at the same time to use their hands productively, to engage in other skills that can also support themselves and the world. They should be entrepreneurial. So we try to push the boys to dig into themselves, to find their purpose, to find what makes them unique. So at the third term, this is what we do. So we are able to fish out some special talents and promote them. So basically this is how the program runs, and it's a yearly thing. When you're 18, we graduate, and we give you an assignment. Your first assignment will be to go and support at a creche. We want young boys to start having this nurturing trait. So you go and support in a creche for 3 months. Yes, so that you can help the women or the tutors in the creche. You will teach the young boys how to do certain manly things, because we've noticed that most boys grow from single parenting homes, and it's no fault of theirs, but society and JSA must help. So our boys who have graduated will be doing this like an internship in a creche, to teach the small boys how to be manly, how to be a gentleman, because they don't get that at home. And then the other part of it will be to work in an organization that's value driven, so that all the values you've been taught at Junior Shapers Africa, you can experience it at that organization. The third part of your graduation will also be that you yourself as an individual will identify a social cause, and then you champion it. Will support you to champion that cause. And then after that, you are a full graduate of Junior Shapers Africa's program, and we are satisfied that you have passed through a very successful program. So this is how we run the program at Junior Shapers Africa. At the end of the day, we hope to find men who are sympathetic, and men who are caring, men who have integrity, men who have character, at the same time competence. Yes.
Wow. With the kind of men that you're grooming, the world is going to be a better place. I went to the chat room and I realized that there were some questions available there. Andrea was asking what opportunities Black boys face in Africa and or America. I don't have my glasses on, but can you read?
She's saying what? I can read it. Yeah, she said, what opportunities do Black boys face in Africa or America? Are the issues similar? Okay, so in America, Marjorie, you are in America, but I know that the Black boys face a lot of harassment and assault, and but here they don't face that. But what it is that we put boys in Africa, we put boys in boxes. We want boys. We have some high expectations of men and boys, whereas we have not invested in them becoming those things. Okay, so you maybe you are in a marriage with a man, a gentleman, and you expect him to communicate with you, you expect him to show you affection, and these are things that nobody teaches these boys when they're growing up. And you, the wife, are so frustrated and stressed out, but it's no fault of his. There's something called self-learning and all that, but if we had taught boys earlier, we wouldn't be facing those challenges. You understand? So yes, there may be similar issues, yes, in Africa and America, yes, but in Africa, what I notice is that we put boys in a box and we have so much high expectations of them, whereas a boy wants to go into the makeup industry, and we are like, no, you're a boy, you can't do that. But in the outside world, they allow the boys to be. Some parts of the other world, they allow boys to discover themselves. They allow boys to go into fashion, into other parts, into other areas, other industries. So this is what I can say to that question.
Well, thank you for your answer. Because you know what you're saying is that boys everywhere, black boys everywhere, face similar issues. Depending on the culture or the surroundings, there are some issues that may be a little bit different. For example, our black boys here in America, there is that fear and anxiety that mothers and fathers and the sons themselves live with because of the uncertainty out there. But you know, putting boys in a box, I think is everywhere because I remember I have a son and he used to love to spell. And there were some mothers that were saying that boys don't spell. And all this boy wanted to do was to spell. But these mothers who were also educated were just saying that boys don't spell. And this was, I think he was in second grade or third grade. But then he had a third grade teacher, Mrs. Sonia LaCroix. And Miss LaCroix said, hey, come here, Adam. Go watch this Scripps National Spelling Bee. Boys spell. You know, so this woman encouraged this boy to live out his dream. So boys are putting boxes. I know there are times where, you know, I remember one of my aunties who has passed on. She said something about I was letting my son cook, and she was like, "No, men don't cook. Why would you let him cook? No, don't put him in the kitchen." You know, so it is something that is done, and so thank you. I applaud you for working to mold these boys, and also from what you said, partnering with other men to be role models in these boys' lives. Now, this is my question for you. Are you an NGO or a nonprofit? If someone wanted to support you, how would they go about that?
Okay, yes, we are an NGO. I call myself a social enterprise. So, with the programs that we do, for instance, we charge the parents who are well-to-do to bring their children for grooming. We charge them a fee, and a percentage of that fee is used to support boys in less privileged communities or underserved communities. For instance, I have a group of boys in Jamestown, Accra. These boys don't they live without fathers. They have no masculine guidance at all, and even their mothers are too busy making money to even attend to their needs. So these boys get up in the morning, whether they've bathed, whether they've eaten. I mean, their mothers cannot be bothered because fathers don't provide for them. So when parents bring their sons to our programs, a token of that fee is used to support these boys, but it's still not enough. So if you want to support Junior Shapers Africa, make a personal call to me, Ethel Marfo, on my Facebook, on my Twitter, um, Instagram. I'm everywhere. Just make that personal call to me and we can facilitate that. So we need help. We want to have a personal development center for boys in Jamestown, whereby they'll come there for restoration, for mentoring. They'll come there and learn some IT skills. We live in a world of technology, and so IT skills will never go obsolete. We're moving forward with IT. So I want these boys to have these IT skills, coding skills, robotics. And so if anybody can help us with that, so that boys will channel their energies rightly, because boys are using internet and IT wrongly, because some are into fraud at a very early age. Why don't we, divert this energy rightly so that they can be of use to the nation? So I'll be glad to have a personal reach out if you want to help us. Yes.
That's great. And, if you want to learn more about Ethel, go to margiemarch.com, look at our blog. Ethel's information is on there, and we will update it with her social media handles and her other information websites so that you can reach out to her to learn more about her work and to support her. I cannot believe that we have just 2 more minutes. I mean, these talks go so fast. It's unbelievable. Viewers, listeners, what Ethel does is she seeks a future where gender equality and equal opportunities are applicable to men, women, boys, and girls. So she she is truly an advocate for humanity, not just for boys. And so we applaud her for what she's doing, especially what she's doing for Black boys in Africa. We need more role models like her. And so go learn about her, get in touch with her. If you're in Ghana and you're listening to this, if you have a son, or if you know someone who has a son, please find Ethel, learn about her program. I know she's received some awards, and we just want to give her a little bit of a big up before we close up. Ethel, what award did you receive recently? I know it was a big one, and you were on TV and flexing everywhere. So tell us about it.
Oh, okay. So, this was somewhere in 2017. It was CIMG Ghana Awards. It's a very prestigious award that recognizing people who have excelled in marketing. But they gave this award to me as a social entrepreneur trying to solve the problems of society and focusing on a special area, a niche area, which is boys. So CIMG Awards, and then there was this one also by Newgenics Education Center, which gave me an award for adding value to education, because this is a value added program. It's just not the regular school curriculum, but it's something that's adding value to the lives of future men, future fathers, and future leaders. So that's it, and several other recognitions, and they always inspire me to do more for our boys. Yes. And,
Yeah,
and,
and
and for March TV, it's an honor and a privilege to be here.
oh
Yeah.
wow, you are deserving with all that you're doing, and it's nice to see that you're getting recognition with it. And I hope you will get the financial support that you need to be able to grow your programs. Now we've had some viewers. Ernest Yankson is saying congratulations, Ethel. He salutes you, and so that's amazing. Thanks for tuning in, Ernest. Mad Pops for life. Yes, thank you, Ernest. And we have Jillian Rose saying that boys get firsthand caring experiences from their moms. Thanks, Jillian. I hope we are.
That's not enough.
Well, yeah. Well, Ethel said it's not enough. And what I was about to say was, I hope we are teaching our boys to be caring, because sometimes, boys could be, they might not even talk to you for you to show them the care. So, we always appreciate the experts out there. I am so sorry that so soon our conversation is coming to an end, Ethel. You have been amazing, and I hope we will have the opportunity to have you back. Viewers, this is Margie TV. We come to you on Thursdays at 7 p.m. to talk about everyday issues that impact humans. Our US viewers, our upcoming guests are Dr. Jackie Hood Martin and Dr. Katrina Hutchins. Dr. Hood Martin is going to be talking about a balanced life later on tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern, which would be in the US. And Dr. Katrina is going to talk about the power of elevation. These two amazing powerhouse women, I cannot wait to hear them. So you can tune back in and listen to them. Dr. Jackie Hood Martin's husband, Roland Martin, he's an African American, and he visited Ghana, gave some shout outs to the people of Osu because he was out there shopping and everything. So I cannot wait to hear all the fun facts that these women have to share. And if you heard earlier, Ethel says she makes banana and kenke mash bank shake, whatever it's called. And so go try that recipe. And send us comments. Go to margiemarch.com, subscribe to that blog.
Don't forget to add some peanuts.
Okay, guys, she said you can add some peanuts. I'm going to try it, and I will let you know next week. Next Thursday, our global guest is Ebenezer Akako. He's an artist. He does all this cool stuff with like bus stations. He can make all these Adinkra symbols. So we're going to be talking to Ebenezer. But before Ebenezer comes into the chat room, I bet you would hear about my Kenke banana experience. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. Podcast listeners, shout out to the Margie TV team for supporting us. Thank you for tuning in. Jackie Johnson, I'd like to give her a shout out before we leave. She says, well done, Ethel. Keep up the good work. Yes, yes. Ethel is thanking you all. Now, if you watch this program and you liked it, you know what you got to do. Share it with your network. What Ethel is doing is cool. She's lifting up the flag of Africa, and she is helping nurture these guys. And so, you know what? Share it with your network. Go listen to the podcast, subscribe, and we will see you back on Margie TV. Have a wonderful rest of the day. I mean, for the Ghana viewers, it's evening. You're probably done with dinner. You're going to watch some TV, or you're going to listen to all the drama that went on in Parliament today. Good luck with that. And thank you for watching, guys. From Ethel and myself, we say bye.
Bye.